In a class where all but one child goes missing, who is to blame? Well, Weapons is out and holy shit. I have to start off by giving Zach Cregger his flowers. Zach is a sick genius who has given us another captivating horror story that is not only here for the scares, but it offers depth and complexity. There's a craft to this type of storytelling, and if you've seen Barbarian, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, here is a quick recap. Barbarian starts off with two strangers living together in an Airbnb, and they're not too sure how they both ended up renting the same property at the same time, but it happened. There's something about the property that has them tripping, and then we realize what or who it is. It goes from this thriller mystery to this horror comedy film. It's a very interesting genre blending type of film, and it gets real weird. Real weird. Real weird. But in all the right ways. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It was actually my #1 film of 2022 when it came out. Well, how does that play into Zach's newest horror film, Weapons? Well, that is why we're here. Let's talk about that. Just like Barbarian, Weapons is a genre blending horror film. In a small town, a class of 18 students go missing except for one student. His name is Alex. The teacher of the class, Justine Gandy, played by Julia Gardner, who is having an amazing year. I mean, she was starred in 3 movies so far. Wolfman, which I was not a fan of, let's be real here. Then she was in the Fantastic Four First Steps as the Silver Surfer, and now she's starring in this, so congratulations to her. But anyways, Justine, being the adult, is now the focal point of the disappearance of the 17 children. The school lets her go because, you know, optics, and now she uses this free time to understand what the hell is going on and where her students went to. And that's her story. This film is filmed in so many different perspectives. I think it's filmed in like 5 different perspectives, and each perspective that we get adds a different piece of the puzzle. And then when we get to the final chapter, it's like, all right, here we go. The final piece is now being added and the whole puzzle is being solved right now. And even though there are a lot of similarities with the filming style of Weapons and Barbarian, I personally think that Weapons does something a little bit different, and that's provide answers as to what happened, but not necessarily why it happened, which I think is a cop-out, but it works. We as the audience are told in the intro of the film that this case was never truly solved and no one knows exactly why the events took place. I say it's a cop-out because as human beings, we want to be able to solve the mystery to certain things. So the fact that they were able to provide us the answers as to what happened to these children, but not the answers as to why these things happened to the children, it's like, man, it's frustrating, but it gets the noggin pumping, it gets the theories going, and quite honestly, if they decide to make another film with a prequel to be like, this is why these events took place, I would be okay with it, but I have a feeling that's not what's gonna happen. But I have to say that this film was constructed wonderfully from the opening scene to the 3rd act, and that 3rd act was oh, wow. Weapons is not terribly scary. There were a few moments that did have me shook. There were a few moments that had me locked in and analyzing backdrops. And there were a few moments where I was just laughing my ass off. 2 aspects of the film, aside from the beautifully constructed plot that had me locked into this film. #1, the acting. Stellar performance from every single cast member. Julia Gardner as the teacher trying to figure out what happened to her students while also being blamed. So now she's paranoid because, you know, angry parents, you never know what they're gonna do. Josh Brolin as a parent of one of those missing kids, he is the only parent who was really looking into what had happened to his child. And I think that's because there is an ego complex with him, but I'm not gonna go too much into that because, you know, I'll spoil the film. We ain't here for that. We also have Alden Ehrenreich, who is a police officer who is dragged into this case in a very unexpected way, but his involvement is a very powerful force for this film. And Carrie Christopher, who plays Alex, who is the only child who is not taken. I don't know what's going on, but these children in these horror films these days, my gosh, you guys are stepping up your game. The other aspect that really had me hooked into this film was that this really felt like a powerful analogy to what genuinely is a problem in this world, more specifically in the States, and that is mass shootings, especially in schools, a place where kids should be learning, but they are targeted by sickos. The town hall scene in this film, to lose your child and to have to go into a town hall meeting, oh my gosh, it got me. it got me good. Overall, I have to say that Weapons is exactly what it was marketed as. A dark, thrilling masterpiece that captures the audience at first glance. And maybe I have a type because I was a huge fan of Barbarian, so I was like, you know what, if that was good, this is also going to be good. This did not disappoint, but I'm curious, have you seen it? And if you have, what did you think of it? Let's get the conversations rolling, and yeah, that's about it.